over here, over at Solas. Here for Lestor Afflick's reading. Deceased, but maybe his spirit. I don't know. Whose drawings are they? Oh, cool.
I did that with my upstairs neighbor, but I did that part.
Yeah. But they asked it, right? Okay. Just going around here. And this is upstairs. I Dream About You. And oh, guys getting the beer. Hi. We're here. Gonna go get a drink, I think. I'm not really that hungry. Hi. We're here celebrating Lestor's poetry.
Who I'm sure needs no introduction. Who are you? As does Lestor need no introduction. Now, Lestor would have loved this. He really would have. Lestor loved the crowd, even if it was the same crowd. But I so enjoyed the experience I had of knowing him. And as I said to Marcy, every poet needs friends like that. If those people won't take care of you, your friends will take care of you. So having said that, I'll proceed. Would someone loan me the, I didn't bring the book. I had to. And I'm in the grips of something right now that Lestor seems to have understood long before I grasped it. Now, late. Now, while it's still night, and before the club kids leave the clubs, leaving the clubs, leave the clubs, like Neanderthals leaving marrow, gypped bones in the scarred forever valley, all clubbed out, and to get out of here, flower pots fall from the windowsills, draped around drowse. You go down the uncathartic avenue, still blooming with clamor, blue neon lopping and lapping up what's left of the murk dark. A man with a bolt cutter snipping at the bicycle chain on the bicycle, not his, and he nods to you. A drunk juggling his last drink, doing his little jig, which is all he will ever know, mercy. Huge rats scum scurrying underfoot, the early bus, lard heavy with empty steam slapping the manhole caps, surging through, chill, covet caressing, drenching the hope spine, the howl of the air, particularizing, and now here comes the almost on time busting a gust truck, dishing the news, the bad news, past the bakery where she works in the back room until dawn, kneading the dough, baking the bread from the east, all kinds of bread for the people who still eat bread, besides the fat man who looks and fucks like a baker, and on their way to work cars coming.
Well, I knew Lestor. He was one of two people who used to come around saying, do you want to hear a poem? Which was how his poetry got around. I mean, I was impressed when I saw it in the book form, though, how good it was. You know, so I'm here at this reading, and I'm going to read this one. I'm going to read two poems. One of them is this poem. After the war begins. Retrofitted gist, yet just, oh, all right. Divining nothing, wearing the weary, whiles I grope from in my calcified what of it manner, and dilly-dallying near no particular border like everyone else. I assumed the war was over, the lands being illustrious again. I should have known. Some officious symmetry soiled the tact. Tossed off like a heckled dictator, a ball bounces out of the fringe of a few not quite well evergreens. Near and yet so far, standing in the most flagrant style, a woman unfolds her grace, sebaceous ease on the scabrous avenue, winsome, lissom, holding the hand of a wayward child droning on, between bout of gnawing on a dried up wisp of an apple. Is anyone wearing a yellow dress? No, no one is wearing a yellow dress. Credulity crocked, a man in regal disrepair in a doorway with no building behind him and no building in front of him, just him holding on to this cigarette and a bottle of something dearly alcoholic, coffee.
In a way that just makes you want to keep reading the whole thing. So, without ado, I want to, first congratulate her, and secondly, welcome Marcy Goodman. Yes.
All right.
Okay, so I wanted to read one of Lestor's woman poems. There are quite a few of them. Woman poems. Being a woman myself, and having heard many, if not all, of Lestor's lines, like the generic, "You are so beautiful. I know you don't believe me, but it's true." He wants the best line I ever heard was Lestor told me once. If Saddam Hussein had had you, he would have won the Gulf War.
Well,
So
he was good that way, wasn't he?
The poem that I want to read is called "Called Back to Serve," and I relate to this poem because I did. There's peach cobbler in this poem, and I did make Lestor peach cobbler for his 40th birthday, and his birthday party was at Guillemets, and he told me everyone else loved it. It was almost gone. I forced him to have a little taste before it was totally gone, and he told me it's not quite there. So, okay, called back to serve. Just loved her eclairs, her peach cobbler, her paella. Her gazpacho was good, not great. Her little severed limbs of an evergreen in the vase by the window, fondly recalled, was lovely, loquacious, and spoke volumes next to the volumes that wouldn't speak. Her photographs of her long time in Spain, or quite possibly China, on the blue wall without subtext, was music to me. I didn't know music in those days the way I know music now. One of the fettered ones who believed in fences, I said I was leaving. I was leaving. And then I almost left. And then I continued leaving again, till the leaving left without me, leaving me lonely for leaving, which is a faux pas or a no-no. I went through it all. Every searing, almost footstep was mine. Her kitty cat kept calling me back. It must have been that, or the brandy in the crystal decanter. I never knew decanters in those days. I definitely know decanters now. The exacting light, exceeding expectations, exalted itself, exacted its due. Time, tyrannical time, and I was leaving.
All right.
Wow.